What's up, everybody?
Hi.
It's Tucker and the Beard. And this episode of Tucker and the Beard is brought to you by our respective real estate careers.
Us. It's brought to you by us.
Yeah. It's brought to you by Tucker and the Beard.
There you go.
We're not just movie nerds who like to sit in front of microphones. We're actually top producing real estate agents here in the Prescott area in Arizona.
Yes, very much so. Who would like to help you out with your real estate needs?
Yeah, if you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate here in the beautiful Prescott area, we would love to be of assistance. Tucker, how can the people get a hold of you?
Well, you can get a hold of me, Edward the Tucker, at 928-710-4690, or you can get a hold of The Beard
at 928-910-5954. You can also find both of us on Facebook, or just shoot us a message.
Yeah, it'd be Kellen the Beard Hoskins, so
that's
people
right.
can find you.
And yeah, that's enough business talk.
Off to the show.
Let's do it. What is up?
Hello.
Welcome back
I'm
to
looking
the
around.
often imitated but never duplicated Tucker and the Beard program. We're excited to have you here.
Yes. How's it going?
We got some people trying to
Duplicate.
kind of jack our style a little bit.
Yeah, we've noticed a couple in the last week or so. After we kind of started up this whole thing of shenanigans that we've created here,
people want to be in the shenanigans game with us, and we welcome you. You know what?
Yeah.
Imitation is the most sincere form of flattery, so we'll take it.
Yeah, we'll take it. But just noticed that things popped up.
Yeah.
After we started this thing, so but in the last week we've noticed a couple.
Notice some things and some stuff.
Yeah.
And some stuff and some things.
Yeah.
Welcome to the party.
There you go. Invite us on your show.
Yeah. You want us to be on your show? We'll be on your show.
It'll be good times.
You want to be on our show?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I was like, you were nicer than I was on that one. I was like, no.
No.
That's okay.
Anyway.
Yeah. So we have a new movie review, man.
We do have a new movie review.
I kind of had mentioned this one.
I didn't think we were actually going to go see this movie and review it. When I first saw the first trailer, heard about it for the first time, I was like, "Oh, come on!"
Yeah, a little bit outside of our wheelhouse, so to speak, which is a good thing.
Bit. I mean, we need to step out of our comfort zone from time to time, for sure.
So I'm okay with it. It was one of those, we've seen quite a few of the other ones that are out at the moment. We have another one for next week that is currently on. Yeah. But this one was one when I first saw the trailer, I was like, "Ooh, this could be really good, or it could be a dumpster fire."
Yeah, a total train wreck. So we went and saw Dora and the Lost City of Gold,
which is a live action version of Dora the Explorer. Which wasn't on when we were kids. But when our kids were kids.
But when our kids were babies, this show was a thing.
Right. So we have some...
My oldest child, we didn't really realize that we were doing it, but the way she's got the little round face and she had the bangs and the shoulder length bob, and she looked an awful lot like Dora the Explorer.
I'm not going to argue with it.
And she was a big fan of the show because, she was 3.
Right. It was like my kids
I've
watched
seen
it,
an
so
awful
therefore
lot
I watched it.
of episodes of Dora the Explorer, for sure.
Yeah, it's one of those things as a parent that you end up watching those shows that your kids are watching.
And the takeaway that you get from that, the bonus, as it were, is that as they grow older, some of the shows that they subject you to are actually kind of cool.
Some.
Like, my kids, they started with, there was a show called Stanley, I think.
Yeah.
And he had a little talking goldfish, and, and my oldest was super into that. She really liked Dora the Explorer. But then my kids started getting older, and then they got started watching shows like Phineas and Ferb.
Yes.
Which is one of the greatest children's cartoon shows of all time.
Oh, that's fantastic. Yeah, my kids got
so you catch some gems when you're a parent of growing children.
And you don't have to
No, listen, I have a stuffed Perry the Platypus.
Fantastic.
I like that show. I don't just like it because my kids liked it. I will watch that show if I'm bored.
Right. Well, it was I used to have a ringer on my phone, and it was the sound of the predator.
Yeah.
Clicking.
Yeah.
And it would trip everybody out. But my kids all thought it was Perry the Platypus.
So I just went with it. Very similar.
Very similar. I'm like, yeah, it's Perry the Platypus. But yeah, you get to watch a lot of kid shows and not have to be like, oh, I'm not a grown adult sitting here. Phineas and Ferb is a little bit different. But some of these other shows, it's not like I was a grown adult sitting there watching Dora the Explorer, but you tend to...
No, I wouldn't watch Dora the Explorer when my kids aren't around. But again, that's because it was definitely... Yeah, there's stage of life type of TV shows for kids.
Right.
And there are some that are straight up, they're geared toward just the kid. They don't really care that the parents are also being subjected to these shows.
Right. And it was one of those...
But then as the kids get a little bit older, they get into that 6, 7, 8, 9 age range, and they start making shows that are potentially, at least they have a little bit, they have something to offer the
adults
parents
that are sitting there watching this. Oh, I agree. This is
like the Animaniacs.
You're going back some. I like it. But no, Dora the Explorer was very, I'm going to say preschool level, interactive, and hey, let's throw some Spanish at the kids.
Yeah. There was a lot of that fourth wall breaking that you see in toddler television.
I thought you were going to be like Deadpool.
Well, Deadpool also, but mostly it was geared toward young children, and the it was like Elmo, it was like, and Dora, she did the same. Can you say this? How many alligators do you see in the river?
And get them to, and the kids would
4.
Right.
That's right. All of that kind of stuff.
Being very rewarding to the kids for getting it right.
Oh, I nailed that one.
And I thought this movie did my answer. Really, really good.
There's a couple of really great nods to that.
Yeah, the whole beginning of it is young Dora.
Yeah.
And it's kind of thing without...
It's your,
I think we both discussed...
first act.
Yeah, we both discussed, because you went and saw it yesterday with your kids. with your family. I watched it today alone.
A grown man
sitting there
walks
watching
into a movie theater.
Give me one for Dora the Explorer. It was...
Please tell me you actually bought the ticket from a live human being.
Oh, I did.
That a boy.
Oh, I did. Listen,
Excellent.
if you're gonna be a grown man going and a grown adult going and watching a movie that really doesn't make sense for a grown man to be going and watching,
you got to make it awkward for everybody.
You had kids with you. It made perfect sense.
Yeah.
It was just me alone.
See, if I had to go watch this movie by myself, I would have gone to the little ticket kiosk thing and just been like...
Oh, no, I owned it.
Nice.
I owned it. I was just like, hey, here you go.
I mean, heck, the theater that I went and saw it at doesn't even really check tickets, so...
Yeah, the one, because you went to a picture show, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
I went to the other one. I went to Hoskins.
The Hoskins Theater.
Just because it had an earlier showing, and I'm a busy man that had things to do. Like watch Dora the Explorer.
Watch Dora the Explorer at 10 o'clock in the morning on a Tuesday.
Hey, listen.
So, I
do it for the show, man.
And that's what it is like my kids saw that this movie was coming out.
Right.
They got excited about it, especially my 2 older ones, because Dora wasn't as much of a thing when my younger 2 kids came around.
Yeah, it kind of ran its... I don't want to say it's ran its course, because it's
they
still
just stopped
there.
making it. Yeah, they stopped making new episodes. It wasn't on as much. We had cut the cable cord, so we didn't have cable TV, which means we didn't have Nickelodeon.
Right.
So it just wasn't as accessible to my older or to my younger kids.
No, I completely get it because it just kind of.
But they had other stuff.
Like Blue's Clues. Like it kind of ran its course and just
exactly.
It spent its time in the sun.
I think that guy got super weird though.
Listen,
I mean, first of all, you have to be super weird to do that. Especially the cartoons. I get it. It's voiceover work. It's these actors got to make a living somehow.
Right.
I don't fault them for it. Voiceover work is great.
Yeah, listen, it can't.
I would love to do some voiceover work.
Oh, any day. That'd be the greatest job ever. I'm just going around doing
to be in movies without people having to look at me and criticize me. That'd be great.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things. Listen, Mr. Rogers came out like a shooting star, did a lot of good. Yeah, it's just a good.
You got the good ones. Being. You got Mr. Rogers.
Right.
You got Bob Ross, which was you could argue that whether or not that was children's programming or not, but I watched it when I was a kid.
Oh, my daughters were watching.
You have LeVar Burton and Reading Rainbow. And then the rest are creeps.
Yeah, but
kinda like.
Well, you get a real vibe. Mm-hmm. Like a real all right, but
you get a real Chomo vibe from it.
Just a real It's like you said it. Just like, hey, you got a broke down ice cream van in the back that you're driving around.
Yeah, the rest of them gave you that, windowless van vibe.
With the spray paint being like candy inside.
Yeah.
So not everybody can pull off what maybe
live
those
action children's programming.
Right.
Because it's tough to do. Like I said, and I think probably public television tends to do it better than cable television. So because now that I think about it, the 3 shows that I listed off that weren't creepy, and there were human characters on shows like Sesame Street. Know, and again, those are all public. PBS programs. So
you're right.
And they didn't give off. None of those where I was like, oh, that's
that's creepy.
I look back and go, oh,
yeah. But then you have ones where it's like, that's a grown man hanging out with a cartoon dog.
Yeah.
All right. It's just a weird. Bad kids liked it and stuff. Yeah. But I was just like, oh.
But it just gives you a certain feeling.
Yeah. Yeah, we got on a weird.
Listen,
topic there.
The show. Let's circle back to Dora and the Lost City of Gold.
Well, it was live. This is a live action version of.
First of all, Michael Pena is a national treasure that must be protected at all costs. He should be in everything.
Yeah, which we have a little Easter egg in a little Michael Pena Easter egg out there
in some of our older videos. Yeah, because the dude just cracks me up.
I'm still mad that they didn't have the Marvel recap.
I thought he could have done that just so well.
He could have killed it just as the character. Luis.
Yes, and from Ant-Man.
From Ant-Man as that character, just doing a recap of all the Marvel movies. I think that would have been super awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's a little treasure. What I was happy about is there's a thing in the trailer that there's like a funny scene, and I was like, I was kind of mad that I knew about it before doing it. It's a whole scene, though. It's a whole scene, and I was in. I was like, just loop that back around, because
there were several parts in this movie that I found myself just dying laughing.
Yeah. Not just his. There's some...
No, not just his. There was some other part where I was just genuinely laughing. Because it was so... It was pure and silly.
Right. Well, it
was a wholesome show.
Right. It's one of those things that it's like, okay, in the Dora the Explorer cartoon, it's a little girl that lives in the jungle.
She's like 5 years old.
Lives in the jungle. This is if she was...
She grew up and moved to the city.
And it's like a teen. I'm saying like 16 or whatever.
Well, if you look at it, when the movie starts...
She's like 15.
She's 6.
Okay.
And then you get to 10 years later. So she's 15, 16 years old.
Yeah.
In the main body of the movie.
And going to the real world.
Yeah. Well, her parents have to go, she's homeschooled in the jungle. I've watched a lot of episodes of Dora the Explorer, and I don't recall ever meeting her father.
I think that you see like some feed or something like they do some kind of Charlie Brown kind of thing. I mean, maybe they do.
So it's kind of cool to to meet her parents in a way, and they were fantastic. Michael Pena and Eva Longoria.
I'm not even a big fan of Eva Longoria, and I didn't mind her.
Yeah, I thought she was good. But then we've got this. I don't know how to pronounce her last name. I'm going to say Moner. Isabella Moner or Moner or Monair or whatever. Moner. She's turning into a little bit of a heavy hitter.
Yeah, it was like we've done another review of one of her movies, which was Instant Family.
Yeah, where she started alongside Mark Wahlberg.
And then it's like
she was in Transformers.
She was in Transformers, and then she was in Sicario. She was in
the Last Night. She was in.
Yeah,
she was in
Sicario: Day of the Soldado.
So she's got some.
Yeah, she
stars under her belt.
She stars in with Benicio del Toro, who is also in this movie. But I just saw that he is playing.
That was
Swiper.
Yeah.
That was probably my
favorite. That was my least favorite part of the whole movie. I wish they could have done something different with that. I think they tried to make it like a funny little nod, and it just, for me, it felt stupid even critiquing a children's movie like this, but it fell flat for me.
Yeah, it was just like, listen, this Nickelodeon Dora the Explorer movie. No, because they kind of explained it at the beginning, the very beginning of all these things that talked and everything, and her in the cartoon and everything it explains it, but then they kind of double back on it. You go, oh.
Yeah.
All right. There's that. But again, it's a Dora movie, so.
What do you want? You know?
Yeah. But I thought that they handled it really well, of just a lot of jokes of this Dora being in the real world and talking to people, and
there's still some of those key and classic children's programming. Again, that fourth wall break. They make fun of it so hard. It's a movie that definitely knew its source material and was not afraid to poke fun at it.
Yeah, there's one scene, not ruining anything, but she's standing outside the high school telling everybody what a good job they did.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you did great today.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see you tomorrow. Just in the very, positive. She's very, very
in
positive.
The way that she would have done in the show.
Which was just pretty great. Kind of nailed it. But yeah, there's Michael Pena, Eva Longoria, some other people, just voice actors and stuff, but Benicio del Toro being Swiper. Not other than that, not a whole lot, but
listen,
I think they did really well.
I think that kind of to bring this segment to a close, because how much can we really talk about this? The fact that we've talked about it for 15 minutes is really. It should say something about it, Right. So listen, my thoughts are this: if you had kids who are really into the show, and I'm talking to the adults who are our age and have or people who who had young children during that time in history, if you got kids who are really into the show, this is a great way to just let them watch a different version of the show. Yeah. And get some laughs out of it yourself.
Right.
And I will say this, a lot of times when these kids shows try and have humor that appeals to adults, it ends up being a little bit raunchy.
Yeah.
Like low key and, just underhandedly dirty.
Right.
And this was not the case here. This was hands down just the cleanest, most wholesome kids movie I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, there was nothing.
Even in the Toy Story and Incredibles and all of that,
they throw some.
They're still kind of hint, they're throwing a little bit of that innuendo in there.
Right. This had nothing.
This was clean as a whistle. Yeah. So, if
I didn't
if
look
that's
at the
something,
rating, but it has to be G.
I would be surprised if it's not rated G. No, it is rated PG.
PG. Okay.
There's intense scenes of peril.
Oh, they got a weird sense of probably the G movies that we watched as a kid. Like if they would
qualify now as PG. But there's some movies that were early rated R's that probably would be fine as a PG-13 today. Right. And there's certainly movies from the 70s that were rated PG that would almost certainly be rated R today.
Oh, definitely.
Because they didn't bring in that PG-13 rating until like the late 80s, I think.
I would call this a G.
Yeah, this movie was clean as a whistle.
Yeah, they didn't ask me, but
apparently we're not on the advisory board.
Yeah,
but if you got kids, that like it, like this kind of programming, then it's worth going to see.
Yeah.
But you certainly won't miss a whole lot if you wait for it to come out on Redbox. And I'm certain who's the studio behind this one? I didn't even check.
I'm not sure, but while you're looking that up, it's just kind of repeating the fact. I think I told you it's a good rental.
Yes,
it's a good solid rental. That's probably what I would sit there and wait for it. Even let the kids sit around. Unless, listen, you're dying for a night out with the kids and they want to go watch a movie.
Mm-hmm.
Go for it.
Paramount. So this one might be a struggle to stream because Paramount doesn't do a whole lot of streaming deals, it seems like, lately. I know they're trying to kind of corner their own and force people into that lane, which I think that's what we're on the cusp of, is we're going to see a metric crap ton of individual streaming services that will recondense back into a few, because it seems like right now everyone wants their own little piece of it, and I really don't see people going for that too much.
No.
Where they're like, well, I'll pay $5 a month for CBS and $8 a month for AMC, and then HBO's charging $15, and Netflix is losing subscribers at $16 a month. Dang, right now. They're the king as far as price. They're the most expensive. Now that's on their full Ultra HD plan with I think it's up to 4 screens simultaneously. Right. But I mean, a lot of families, you got a few kids in the house. Those 4 screens,
I mean,
that's kind of get eaten up really quickly.
Yeah, we do that one because it's kids have their Kindles or whatever, and they put Netflix on there or all sorts of stuff. But it's if somebody was like, "Here's a Paramount streaming thing," I'd be like, "I need some convincing on that one. I need some box office hits.
Yeah,
I don't know. Team up with another one."
Well, yeah, that's kind of what I think would be the
smart way to go.
The right move.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But so I say rent it.
Yeah, probably rent it. But
you can't stream it.
Or or like if you are here in the Prescott area where we are.
Yeah.
And you can, I know the school year just started. I'm speaking from homeschool privilege right now, but if you can sneak away to go see it on a Tuesday at the picture show,
right.
You can get in there for $5 a pop.
Yeah.
So that's not too bad.
No. But listen, I've watched plenty of bad movies in my time. This did not rate in there. So it was a good little flick for what it was. So it was Dora the Explorer. It was
Dora the Explorer.
Yeah, and they had fun with it. I laughed out loud a couple of times.
But before we wrap this thing up,
we got some news.
There's some news.
All right. You told me. Okay. Well, the news that came out today, and I mean, there's not a whole lot of information on it, but it was announced for Matrix 4. Keanu Reeves coming back, and I'm drawing a blank on her name.
Carrie-Anne Moss.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I was going to say Catherine something, and I was like,
no. She's coming back as Trinity. Keanu, of course, is coming back as Neo.
We need some...
who knows? Are we going to have to file this under things nobody asked for?
Yeah, sure. I still say my favorite is the first Matrix movie. They're all
nobody really asked for 2 and 3.
They have there's good scenes,
but they're not great. I'm not a huge fan.
Yeah.
I think that The Matrix by itself could have been a standalone movie.
It was awesome.
We didn't need any follow-ups or anything like that, but hey, it really cemented Keanu Reeves as the power player that he is now in Hollywood. Okay,
I'll let you get away. I was like, he was doing... I think what you and I were talking the other day of...
Yeah.
He's had one of those careers where it was... All right, he was he was Bill from Bill and Ted. Like that's what you're
sure.
okay. There's no doing anything else in that, and then it's like, oh, he's Neo. Like
exactly,
that was the role he was born to play. He's not going to do anything else. We
have Keanu Reeves now because of
The Matrix.
The Matrix.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he was in Speed, and he was in Point Break, but those were kind of throwaway roles when you compare them to The Matrix.
You know how I feel about Point Break. No. That was a fantastic movie. But so he's always been in like good movies here and there, but there's with actors you're like, hey, they were born to play this role.
Yes.
They were, they're not going to be able to do anything else because he's always going to be Neo.
Mm-hmm.
Then he decided to become John Wick. And that little sleeper hit is fantastic. Absolutely. And so now it's like, okay, he's going to be John Wick. But now he's kind of going back and they're doing Bill and Ted 3, and now he's doing Matrix 4.
There's a whole lot coming up.
And John Wick 4.
Well, and there's also rumors that they're going to be involving him in somewhere in either late Phase 4 or possibly Phase 5 of the MCU.
Yeah, I think that they need...
But I don't know where they're going with him or anything like that.
I think they need to do something epic. I don't know what character... Like, he'd be perfect to play, but...
I don't either.
They need to throw him in there somewhere.
But, yeah. And then, before we wrap up, I've got one more...
I know you didn't want to tell me about this.
On you. I don't know if you've seen this yet today. It's the news broke at like 1 o'clock this afternoon.
I'm going to say no.
Disney and Sony are fighting again.
Really?
And as of right now, there will be no more Spider-Man involvement in the MCU.
Spider-Man no more.
So instead of Far From Home setting up
what they were going to set up,
those plans are
kind of dead in the water,
up in the air at the moment.
Wow.
So
I think Sony needs to wake up on that one.
Yeah, apparently, Disney wanted Sony to step up to the plate a little bit more and split the marketing budgets 50-50 and production budget 50-50, whereas like with Far From Home and Homecoming, Disney bore the brunt of the expense for both production and marketing, and Sony said no, so Disney said bye.
Yeah. I don't
know if I agree with that move, but, hey.
That's kind of a little heartbreaking.
Kind of makes me sad because I was really, really hoping to see some more
I like what they were doing with it.
I really, Tom Holland Spider-Man he's doing a really good job with it.
Yeah.
So it might be a little while till we see anything more from him.
I hope that gets worked out.
Me too.
Because, makes me sad. Thanks for
I had to drop that bombshell on
being
you.
a Debbie Downer right now.
So, but that's, nothing else crazy that I'm seeing in, the new Bond film officially has a title. Looks like it'll probably be Daniel Craig's last.
Okay.
No Time to Die.
Fantastic. I'm a big Bond fan.
Me too.
Since
we should do a whole introspective sometime.
But I was like raised with those movies. My dad, enjoyed them, so I go back all the way. Sean Connery, James Bond movies.
Scottish James Bond.
Scottish
British dude.
But yeah, because this is like 20. This has got to be like 25. I think it's like 25 Bond movies.
You are correct.
Bam.
James Bond 25. No Time to Die.
See, I was really hoping I was going to be right. So you're going to be like, dude, this is like 30. Right after I'm like, I'm kind of a Bond fan. But yeah, that's one that I don't know. There's some different news of what they're wanting to do with that character and some rumors that are out there.
There's even talk of after Daniel Craig actually leaving the role, Idris Elba potentially stepping in as a new Bond.
I think it'd be okay if they just changed the character. I know there's some rumors of having a new 007, which was a female, but it would, I think that's how they're going to do it.
Looks like we have a release date too, April 8th, 2020.
Put it on the books.
So,
right now, do it.
Okay.
Just
get up and leave.
Yeah, some good stuff though, man.
So yeah, new cruising episode being filmed tomorrow.
Yes, excited.
We have some crazy new cruising episodes. It's not just restaurants.
Yep, we got some good stuff getting. We've
got planetariums. We've got goat yoga.
It's alpaca, man.
Alpaca yoga. We have pet psychics coming up.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Horse racing, maybe.
Yeah, horse racing.
We've got a little bit of everything coming up real soon. So
Chino Valley Gun Range we want to check out.
We're gonna axe throwing.
Nice. We have a guest that, as far as the, I don't know if we're going to do the gun range.
He's in.
But did he tell you about Battleship?
No.
Yeah, dude. It's going to be awesome.
Well, we got to wrap this up, though.
Yeah.
Stay tuned. Thank you guys so much. We appreciate you.
So much.
Yeah. Until next time, he's Tucker.
He's Beard.
And we're out.